So hey y'all, it's your girl Symone and welcome back to my channel. So as y'all can see by the title, it is another story time. So I did go ahead and put on my what's that called? I put on my community tab for you guys to vote for which story you guys wanted to hear, and the Summer Love Affair got it. And I'm like, let me just talk about it because I keep saying it's like my second time mentioning it in one of my stories, so let me just go. So let's go ahead and get straight into this story. Before we do so, y'all already know what to do. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, give your girl a thumbs up, and comment down below. So let's get into it. So what we gonna call this boy? It's crazy because I wasn't even thinking about that. What we gonna call him? Oh, so we're gonna call him Goofy. And the reason why we call him Goofy is because I'm real greasy. Oh, I wipe my mouth. Okay. Anyway, so y'all, so we're gonna call him Goofy. And the reason why we're gonna call him Goofy is because he was a goofball. Like, not a goofball like funny, but like a joke, like a clown. Like, why did I take you serious? So that was why we're gonna call him Goofy. So let's get into it. So yeah, so how I even met Goofy, let's get straight into that. So this was back and yeah, so my homegirl, she was at my house like a lot of nights and stuff like that. I forgot why. She would just spend the night a lot. So one night, like, so other different nights, she'd be like, oh, can my boo pull up, can my boo pull up? So I'm like, yeah, whatever, fine, like, it's cool. So this one night, her boo pulled up and he had put up with his friend. It was just like whatever, like I'll go outside in the car too and we'll just all chill in the car, talk, whatever. So just laugh and stuff. So it'd be like whatever, like we'd just be kicking it with them because her boo would come with somebody. So this second time he put up, like the next day he put up with Goofy this time instead of a different friend. So he put up with Goofy, y'all. So we in the car, we just talking, laughing, joking. So her boo was all like, he's gonna get a room for them. So she was like, okay, I'm gonna spend the night with my boo. So mind you, Goofy was the one driving. Goofy was the one with the car. So he was like, can you drop, her boo asked Goofy if he could drop him off at the room. So he was like, okay, that's cool. So he asked me like, can you ride with me to drop them off? He was like, because I don't live far from here. And pay attention to that, what Goofy told me. He was like, yeah, I don't live far from here. Do you mind riding with me? Like, you know, I'll bring you back, whatever. So at this point, I'm thinking in my head like, I am kind of hungry, so I'll just have him take me to get something to eat. So it's probably like midnight at this time. So we driving, we dropped him off at the room or whatever. So y'all, in the car the whole time, me and Goofy just talking, laughing. He was real cool, so we really just was really chopping it up. So that's another reason why he wanted me to come, just so we could talk more, because we did not exchange numbers, nothing like that the whole time. We was kicking it. So if I would have went in the house, I mean, he could have asked his friend like, oh, what's your homegirl like? But yeah, so we end up getting food and we end up pulling back in front of my house. So we parked or whatever and we just talking and stuff like that. So Goofy just telling me all type of stuff, and he was like, you know what, I've been at this house before. So I'm like, no. He's like, yeah, I have. So mind y'all, I have an older sister that lived there too before, like, you know, I have two older sisters, but I have an older sister that lived there too, of course, because we got the same mom. So he was like, I've been here. So I'm like, do you know somebody named Tatiana? Like, you know, that's my sister name. So I'm like, and I know, not my homegirl Tatiana. I got a homegirl and a sister named Tatiana. So I'm like, do you know somebody named Tatiana? And he was like, no. I'm thinking maybe he used to talk to my sister. At this point, I need to know, because if you used to talk to my sister, then Goofy, you need to go, you know? So he was like, no, I don't. So I'm thinking it's like girls that live on my street. So I'm like, you sure it was this house? Like, it wasn't that house. He like, no, like, it was this house. I've been to this house. So I said, no, if you don't know her, you never been here. So I'm trying to think. I'm like naming my sister friends that spent the night. I'm like, you know, this person. Like, he like, no. So then I'm sitting there, I'm like, and then he was like, as a matter of fact, I know you. So I said, you do not know me. Like, no, you don't. So he like, yes, I do. So he was like, you know what? I brought my homie here before. So I'm thinking like, is this nigga high? Like, duh, the same night you talking about the homie you just dropped off at the room? Like, you know, that's what I'm thinking. Like, and he just like, no, I brought my homie here. So he said, do you know, we not even gonna give him a name. He's like, do you know blah, blah, blah? It wasn't that homie, it was a different homie. So I was like, yeah, I do know him. He was like, yeah, that's my homeboy. He's like, you used to talk to him. But mind you, we didn't talk like, okay. So let me just give y'all background of that too. So me and the friend, we had met like it was like probably a year or two before this. We had met, and when I met him, it was him and a group of people. I was at the bank and I was scared. I thought they was gonna rob me, and y'all and I didn't even pay attention to him, but I didn't know that he was there too. So yeah, so I met the boy, whatever, boom. We used to text back and forth. One time he was like, oh, I'm gonna have my homie bring me to pull up on you, and it was a whole bunch of people in the car, and when he pulled up, like, and so he was like, yeah, I used to have a blah 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 car, you know. So I was like, oh, I remember that. Like, cause I had just came outside and was just like talking, laughing with them and stuff like that. But it was a whole bunch of people. And he was like, yeah, I was driving. I had brung him. He was like, I brung him. Remember, we was all in the car chilling. I said, oh, that's crazy. Yeah, I do remember that. Like, you know, so I'm just like, oh, okay. So he was like, so when y'all used to talk, like, how did that go? Like, did y'all ever, you know, do anything, da da da? I'm like, no, it never got far because his homie ended up like, he was like on and off again in a relationship. So it was just a lot with him, whatever like that. So I'm like, no, we didn't really, you know, it just didn't get no further than texting or whatever like that. So he was like, okay. So I'm just like, okay, mind y'all. At this point, Crazy, remember Crazy from the other StoryTime's Crazy? So at this point, Crazy was in jail. So I'm gonna get to that too. This is gonna be a long story time. So yeah, so he like, okay, yeah. So we talking. Then he asked me, he's like, do you got a boyfriend? So I'm thinking like, dude, he got me on Instagram and see when I be cussing crazy out. Cause y'all, back then I used to be one of them tell my business a lot. And now y'all probably thinking like, girl, you on YouTube telling us story times, you telling your business. No, it's totally different, y'all. I used to be, y'all, this time I'm telling old stories about situations I'm no longer in. Back then I used to be, when something happened, I used to be one of the people tagging, I'm tagging you, putting your name, like it was too much. Now I'm not for the drama and all that other shit. Been there, done that. Early 20s, y'all. I could finally say in my early 20s in the past. So I feel like I'm just so grown now. Anyway, so yeah, so I'm thinking like, did he follow me? Did he see? Because when me and Crazy used to get into it, that's what I'm saying. If you know, you know. When me and Crazy used to get into it, I used to stay posting like, oh, blah blah blah, bitch ass nigga, like, yeah. So at this point, I'm gonna get there. So I told him no. I'm like, no, I don't have a boyfriend. I'm like, but I told him like my situation with Crazy, not too much of the situation, because I feel like you trying to run somebody off if you gonna get details. I'm not finna sit here and cry me a river to you. I just met you. No. But basically what I told him, I'm just like, no, I don't have a boyfriend. I did just get out of a relationship recently. I'm like, the boy's in jail. I'm like, and I just feel like I want to be there for him. I'm like, but it's clear we're not together, which was totally true, y'all. It was totally true, because when he was in jail, like, I was there for him. Like, in the beginning, we was cool. We was in a relationship. Shit was cool. But then I start seeing Bimbo posted him, another bit, like, it was just started to be too much drama to where I'm just thinking like, you're not gonna play me behind bars, you fucking weirdo. Like, what do I look like getting played behind bars and I'm sitting here being a good girl? Not me. So it was just like, when he was out, even though he was a crazy bitch ass nigga who did a whole bunch of foul ass shit to me, he would be, it was good, he did do good things too, like Crazy. So sorry, I'm off topic, y'all. I'm everywhere. It's Thanksgiving, y'all, and I'm a little tipsy. So anyway, so yeah, so Crazy. So I just felt like, and I know a lot of people are like, you should just left him there, but I just felt like it was times where I really, really needed him, and he used to be there for me. So I just felt like, I'm not gonna leave you high and dry in jail, even though he didn't really ask for shit. But, you know, I just felt like he didn't ask for shit at all, honestly. But communication, you know, I know how it is to, I guess, be alone. I never been in jail, but I guess I know how it is. Anyway, besides the point. So yeah, it was clear on my end that we was working up. I told him maybe he didn't think I was serious, but who knows? Who cares? So anyway, so I told him that, like, you know, I didn't really get into details. I just was like, you know, so he was like, oh, I respect that. Can I tell you something? We back to Summer Love Affair, Goofy. Okay, so Goofy was like, can I tell you, I respect that. Can I tell you something? So I'm like, what? He was like, I just got out, like, last week. Y'all, what? You just got out last week? So I'm like, oh. I said, how long did you do? So he said he had did like 6 years. I said, oh, okay. So I'm like, dang, you did 6 years. So I immediately asked him, I said, do you have a girlfriend? I know you didn't do that time by yourself. Niggas love to say they did time by themselves. Whole time had a wife, a kid, a baby mama. So he like, no, I don't have a girlfriend. He gonna say, but it's kind of like your situation. I said, what do you mean? He was like, it was a girl that used to, like, we was together, but things didn't work out, you know, because I didn't want to just have her holding me down. So he was like, so we had an understanding she'd just be there to communicate with me, and she was just there for me. He was like, so I feel like now that I'm home, he's like, I'm back on my feet, I just feel like I owe her a lot. He's like, but we're not together, she moved on, and I'm, you know, just getting myself together. I just came home. He's like, but so we're not together, but he's like, I do keep her in my life because I feel like I owe her a lot for being there for me. So I'm not trying to marry this man today, so I'm just like, oh, okay, I understand. And at the same time, I just told you I'm there for, so, you know, so I'm just thinking like, oh, she's like, so I respect that. So anyway, boom, we exchanged numbers, boom. So we started talking, texting all the time. We always talking, texting. And so one day he hit me like, oh, can I see you again? So I'm like, yeah, for sure, pull up. So he was just like, all right, I'm gonna come get you. Do you mind coming with me? Like, you wanna come with me? So I was like, yeah. He's like, all right, get dressed. So I'm like, all right. So it was probably like 10ish, probably. It was like late. So he like, oh, I'm outside. So I'm looking for the same car that he was in last time, y'all. It wasn't his car, it was a rental. So I didn't know that. So I come outside, y'all. It's a 2-seater outside, y'all. It's a 2-seater Audi. This wasn't him, it wasn't his car, so that's why I could say it don't matter. So it was like a 2-seater car outside. So I'm looking like, I see him in the passenger seat, I see somebody else in the driver's seat. So I'm like, hold up, wait a minute, how am I fit in the car? Y'all, how am I fit? You know how the 2-seater had that little ass space right there you could put a purse, y'all. So he like, the homie gonna give us a ride, y'all. But mind you, earlier that day, like, I know I was gonna hang out with him, and I was just out earlier, so I would have been drinking. I was a little faded, like tipsy, like, y'all. So he like, yeah, the homie gonna give us a ride to where we're going, you know. So I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool, y'all. I was squished up in that fucking car, y'all, and I didn't know. And at this time, still, I'm thinking we're getting a ride to his car. I didn't know the other car was a rental. Not judging that he had a rental or nothing. That really doesn't even matter. It's just we'll get there. Like, it doesn't matter. I'm just, y'all, I give y'all details anyway. So we get in the car, y'all. He's drunk as fuck. I'm already drunk, y'all. Why the fuck his homie's driving? Mind you, 2-seater car. His homie's driving, and we over here just like, I'm sitting in the little purse seat part, like squish, and we was just going up the street. So I'm just like, whatever. He's in the passenger seat, and for some reason we just making out. I don't know why. I don't even know how that even happened. Honestly, I don't know. We just making out. His homie was so annoyed. When I say he was putting the pedal to the metal in that, he was driving so fast. Like, let me get y'all the fuck out, because y'all getting on my motherfucking nerve. Don't know why it was me. I really don't know. And that shit is funny, because when I told my homegirl, she gonna say, what the fuck? Like, I'm just like, right, I don't know. I really don't know. Like, whatever. So we over here just going at it, just making out and stuff like that, and he just he annoyed. He like, man, come on, like, it's small in the car, ain't no room for all that. So I'm just like, oh shit, my bad, y'all. Like, let me just sit back in my little purse seat. So y'all, so we end up getting dropped off to where we got dropped off to. Not gonna get too many details about that. So we get dropped off there, whatever. So this house was a hood house. This was like, it wasn't the trap, because it was really nice inside. Like, it was nice, but it was the hood house. This was like, everybody in their hood had a key, and it was just like the kicking spot. But it was not a trap, because it was like real nice in the inside. They had furniture, they had food in the fridge. Like, it was nice. So we get there or whatever, everybody there, everybody just faded. They just all like laid out, passed out, listening to music, smoking and shit like that. So I walk in, he like, yeah, we just gonna be here for a little bit. He like, cause until the homie bring the car back. So I'm like, all right, cool. Like, you know, so I'm thinking, okay, his homeboy got his car or whatever. So he said which homie it was, which was the homie that was with my homegirl, the one I had met him with. So we in there, we just chilling, we in the kitchen talking, whatever, like that. Like, I ended up making him a grilled cheese sandwich, because that's what he wanted, y'all. We really just, I'm just making myself at home. Like, it's cool, his friends in there, oh, can you make me one? Gotcha, hold on, y'all. Who else want one? Like, it really was just so, like, it was just cool. It was a vibe or whatever. So, and it was like some girls there too, like that was from a hood or whatever. So I don't know who these girls was. I really don't know, but everybody was cool. Everybody was cool as a vibe. So I noticed that friend, I'm not even paying attention, y'all. Mind y'all, I said I was kind of tipsy, and it was like dark in the living room. I'm in the kitchen. So when somebody else came in there, was like, oh, can I get another one? I looked, I said, hold up, this the homie who we was supposedly waiting on the car, y'all. But we having a good time, so I wasn't even really tripping. Like, we just chilling, we having a good time. So I'm just like, oh, okay. So I'm like, oh, what's up? He like, yeah, what's up? Like, yeah, what's up, blood? Like, because mind you, summer love affair, whatever. Anyway, so he like, oh, what's up? So I'm like, oh, hi, like, you know, like, so he was like, yeah. So it's getting later and later and later, and some people like they finna go, some people like they finna stay the night. So he was like, we not staying here. So he had told me that. So I'm like, oh, okay. He's like, yeah, we gonna go somewhere else, and if you don't mind, he's like, did you want to go home tonight, or like, do you want to spend the night with me? And I'm like, it really don't even matter, it's up to you. Like, I really could care less. Like, we having a good time. Like, I could go, because, you know, like, somebody would say spend the night. It's been like, and I'll get there too, because me and him, I pulled all nighters, y'all. I'll get there. So yeah, so I'm like, it really don't even matter. Like, you know, it's cool. It's whatever, whatever, whatever. So we in the house. We just kicking there or whatever. So next thing you know, the homie, he was like, all right, we finna go. So where the keys at? So his friend was like, oh, I let blah, blah, blah use the car. And he like, man, what the fuck? So he calling the boy. He like, where you at? He like, oh, I went to, I forgot where. I think he said Palmdale or something like that to go spend the night with some girl. He like, how you take the car and go to Palmdale? So I'm thinking it's his car. So at this point, I'm like, is this the hood car? Because how he take your car to go to Palmdale? So that's when he eventually told me it was a rental. He was like, yeah, remember I told you I got out of jail a week ago. Mind you, at this point we probably knew each other a good 2-3 weeks, so I'm already in love. You know, I'm in love. I don't know about him, but me, where's my ring? Y'all, anyway, so y'all, so that's when he told me. He was like, yeah, I just got out of jail like this point like 2-3 weeks ago. He's like, yeah, he's like, but I'm about to go get a new car tomorrow because I just made a lot of money today, so I'm gonna go get me a car tomorrow. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. So y'all, let's get to where it started. So he was like, but yeah, again, we not staying here. So around this time, don't know why neither one of us thought to call an Uber. Don't know why. So he was like, I'm gonna call a taxi and it's gonna take us where we need to go. We is not in Vegas. It ain't just taxis hanging around, y'all. If you ever caught a taxi somewhere, that shit, I think my Uber account was messed up. It was some reason why I did not think to call an Uber, and I don't think he had an account or something like that. But calling a taxi in LA, you're gonna be waiting for like 2 hours because it's like, unless you're at the airport, like where you, it's just a mess. So we called a taxi, whatever, but taxi taking forever. They like, oh, we calling, hey, what's the ETA? That still just forever, right? So they was like, the taxi was outside but couldn't find the address or something like that. So we go outside, y'all. Mind y'all, this hood house was in they hood. So we go outside, and while we walking, he's like, oh, okay, I see him up the street, so let's walk to the corner. He's like, but let's walk fast because he's like, you never know, people try to catch us slipping or whatever like that. Us, nigga, us. Anyway, so I'm just like, oh, okay, cool. You know, I got it. I've been around. I know what's up. So I'm like, all right. We walking, and next thing you know, like a car drove past. Then that car bust a U-turn, cut they lights off. I said, oh no, y'all. I know what time it is. I love this man, but I ain't right or dying for this man, if you know what I mean. So I'm like, y'all probably like, bitch, how you love him? Again, it's mind y'all business. So anyway, so I'm just like, y'all. So I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, you seen that car? Mind you, I already paid attention to the car because at this point it's like 2 in the morning. So I already paid attention to the car passing by. Like, he like, fuck. Man, he told me. So we walking, he was like, we started walking, it was like a tree, so like where we was walking at the sidewalk, the car couldn't see us, but we could see them. So he opened this gate up a little bit, and he was like, just go run back there. He was like, I got my, you know what, I'm finna handle this. I said, what? So what I did, I ran in that yard and I started ducking. You know what the fuck else I'm gonna do? Y'all think I'm gonna be like, no, we're not doing this. Yeah, we are. So anyway, the car ended up doing that weird shit. Nothing ended up happening. So we ended up getting in a taxi. We get in the taxi, we go to this man's house, y'all. We go to somebody else's house, and he was just like, hey bro, could we stay the night here? Mind y'all, at this point I'm just thinking like, if we had nowhere to go, we could have hung out another time. Like, it wasn't really that serious for us to be hanging out all night together if we really had nowhere to go like that, you know, like. Or you could have just, nah, I wouldn't have bring him in my house. I didn't know him that well. But still. But I'm just like, whatever. So we go to this guy house, and we end up just kicking it there till like the morning. Mind you, the sun was already kind of coming up anyway. It was probably like, so we really just chilled there for like a little bit. I probably took out a little nap, and yeah. So when I got home, his friend let him use his car, and he dropped me off, and he was just like, yeah, I'm gonna pick you up later today when I get my car, like it's gonna be cool, like da 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 da, like, you know, and I really appreciate you, like we had a good time last night, and you didn't, like, you know, you wasn't like irritated or acting bougie because we had to get attacked. I'm just like, it's not, you know, like, I'm like, okay. So I'm just so happy to tell my friends, he said he's gonna pick me up when he get his car today, y'all. Mind you, at this point he followed me on Instagram, and mind you, from the day we had met, we used to text every day. This was just our second time linking up though, but we used to text every single day, like text. He called me, like, y'all. So I go to sleep. I got home at probably like 6 in the morning. I go to sleep, you know, I wake up, I'm scrolling down my timeline on Instagram, and guess what I see he had got a new car. So I'm like, oh, he posted his car, you know, he had already got it tinted up, rims on it. Like, he really did the most. So I'm like, okay, he got his car. Like, he was his fan. So I'm waiting, like, did he call me? Yeah. So, you know, I'm like, he'll call, you know, he'll call. I even liked the photo, you know, liked it. I'm just like, you know, just like, whatever. Y'all, when I tell y'all I didn't hear from that man for 2 days, I didn't hear from him for 2 days, and I'm just thinking like, did he go back to jail? Like, what happened? But no, he was on Instagram. He was posting, you know, y'all. So I'm just like, what the fuck? But mind y'all, I don't know why I'm like this sometimes. Maybe I should have hit him up. Sometimes I'll be waiting for people to hit me up first, because I'll be trying to think like, if you really like me, you gonna hit me up. But you know, it's kind of dumb to think that way. I think I did hit him up and he probably didn't reply or something like that. So anyway, 2 days go by, I ain't hear from this nigga. So then he called me and he just like, oh, what's up? Like, what's up? Where you been at? Bitch, what? So I'm just like, the same place you left me. You know, not literally. I didn't just stay at my house for 2 days. I didn't stay, you know. But yeah, so I'm like, yeah, so we talking. He was just like, yeah, I'm gonna come pick you up. Like, we gonna go for dinner and this, that, and the third. So I'm like, oh, okay. So he like, get dressed, be ready around this time. So I'm like, okay. So he ended up calling me like, yeah, I'm about to head on my way to your house, right? So I'm like, okay. So, you know, I'm thinking like, I got some time. I was already kind of like dressed or whatever, but it was like a little other stuff I wanted to do. So why, like literally right when we hung up, probably like 5 minutes later, he called and was like, I'm outside. What? Y'all, and pay attention to this. It's everything, y'all pay attention to what I said earlier and all this other shit. So I'm like, what the fuck, how he get here so fast? Like, why would you tell me you leaving your house now if you was really, oh, I'm so sorry, y'all. Like, I'm like, why would you tell me you leaving your house now if you was really up the street? Like, I was just like, yo, what the fuck? So he get here or whatever. I get in the car and he said we was going out to eat and all this other stuff. So y'all, I got heels on because he telling me we gonna go somewhere nice. This nigga have a black hoodie on. So I hop in the car. I'm like, hey, like gave him a hug and he just he looked at me with a cold look. And mind you, he used to look so fucking mad like a lot of times, but it was cute, you know. It was like, I like that. But anyway, so he just looked at me and I was just like, you good? And he was just like, yeah, I'm good. So I buckled my seatbelt and he started driving. And he like drove like fast to the corner. Like, he used to kind of drive fast anyway, but he like drove fast to the corner and he put his hoodie on his head. He looked at me, he said, you ready to die? Yeah. I said, what? So at this point, I didn't laugh. I just was like, then I kind of did a nervous laugh, like, stop playing, where we finna go? And he didn't say nothing. He just started driving. And I know at this point, y'all probably thinking like, and you, neither here nor there. But anyway, so he just kept driving and I'm just like, what the fuck is wrong with him? So he wasn't really even saying shit. He didn't have a music blast or nothing. Like, he just wasn't really saying nothing. At this point, I'm not saying nothing to him, 'cause I'm just like, this nigga being weird. So I'm texting my sister. I'm like, hey, I sent you my location. This nigga's being very fucking weird. I don't know what the fuck is going on. Like, whatever. We ended up pulling up to this restaurant and it was a nice restaurant. He ended up taking his hoodie off and he put on like this nice jacket or whatever, and he just looked cute and I'm just like, fuck. Like, even when I was trying to get out the car, he's like, don't, hold on. And I'm like, okay. So he got out, he opened my door for me. He started being a whole different person when we got to the restaurant. I'm just like, what was that all about? The fuck? You know, so weird. So we ended up getting there. It was cool. We ate, y'all. We ate. And he was just telling me like, oh, how he really like me and appreciate me and all of this, that, and the third. His hood day coming up and he want me to come and all this other stuff. And I'm just like, oh, I'm gonna invite my friends. And he like, yeah, do that. It's gonna be cool, y'all. Y'all, everything was cool. Let me tell y'all, everything was cool. Like, everything was perfect. Let me tell y'all. So I didn't spend the night or anything like that. I just went home. So I go home and let me tell y'all what happened when I went home. No, this was before the hood. Yeah, so the hood day was eventually coming up, but something else was coming up. Yeah, I think his homeboy had like a show or something like that. Yeah, yeah. So I'm gonna add that in this story because it could go in here. But I have more stories that would be different for this person. So anyway, so yeah, so his homeboy is having a show coming up, and he was like, yeah, you should come. Like, you and your homegirls. It's gonna be at Playhouse, and we gonna go to Playhouse and all this other stuff. Playhouse in Hollywood's closed now, but yeah. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool, y'all. So I get home, and when I get home, he like, yeah, text me in the morning when you wake up. I'll be up early, so you text me. I'm like, yeah, okay, da. Text him, good morning. No reply, y'all. I'm just like, okay, maybe he's at work, you know. So I'm just like, whatever, not even tripping off. I'm not about to blow nobody's phone up either. Like, that's out. Like, you know, I'm a boyfriend and like that. We just kicking it, you know. Even though I'm in love, like, but I still know it is. So, no reply. The day goes on. Guess who I see post? And even if I see you post, I'm not finna double text you, like, I see you both on Instagram. Because, again, you're not my mans. If it was my mans, then that would be totally different. But you're not. So, I'm not finna do all that. So, guess what I see post on Instagram? And guess what I see this person post on Instagram? So, Goofy posted a Louis Vuitton bag on Instagram and gonna say, for the y'all, it was like, for the best, I really appreciate you so much. Thank you for everything. Thank you for holding it down. That ain't me. It wasn't for me, y'all. I know everybody thinking like, was it for you? Y'all, it was not for me. It was not mine, y'all. So I was just like, so I remember when he said he keep the girl. So I'm like, okay, he bought her something. You know, it's nice to buy people things, you know, and show them that you appreciate that they've been there for you. But if this not your girl, why do you need to broadcast to the world that you doing this for her? But hey, I'm not him, he's not me. I don't know what he got going on. I don't know, you know, maybe he wanted everybody to know that he appreciates her. So I'm like, okay, cool. So he posted, and I'm just like, okay. So at this point, I'm comment creeping, because I'm just like, I want to see her page, because I want to see if you in a relationship. Because I'm like, you know, niggas be lying for whatever reason. Like, you know, if I see, yeah, on her page they is in a relationship, then it's done. I'm not fucking with you, because why would I want to talk to my boyfriend? Like, that's out. I'm not about to talk to nobody, man. So I'm just like, okay, nobody's in the comments, nobody nothing. It's just people in the comments, honey emojis. Oh, that's so sweet. But it's not, none of them was her. So I'm just like, okay, you know, so whatever. So I didn't even like the picture. I wasn't even finna be funny and like it or nothing like that. I didn't even like it. So yeah, so he didn't even hit me up. So I'm thinking, oh, maybe they hanging out, maybe spending time, whatever. So then the next day he hit me up and was like, you still coming to Playhouse tonight? Yeah, so I'm just thinking like, this nigga just like to ignore my messages when I say hi. But anyway, so he like, you still come to Playhouse night? Mind you, I had already told my homegirls. The moment he told me that at the restaurant, I had already texted them and told them it was already a done deal. My friends was already at my house. We was already dressed. Even if you didn't hit me up that night, we was still gonna go. Like, we was already going. So I'm like, yeah, we going. So yeah, it was a lot of us. We was going or whatever. And we went deep, y'all. But look, the crazy part about it is we got there so late that it was just like we didn't even end up getting in. But they was there, but we ended up linking with them afterwards. So I'm gonna get there too. So we was just like, whatever. It was a crazy ass little random glee too. Like, my homegirl, she had brung this other girl that was there, and she was just doing the most. She had seen some people. She said she knew them, but I don't even know if she even really knew them, because the other girl was like, that bitch don't know them motherfucking people. It was some random ass men. They said if they wanted to take us to a abandoned warehouse to do drugs. Mind you, I don't do drugs. We don't do drugs. Bitch, is she over here? We should really go. Mind you, only person who knew the girl was my homegirl who brung her. And we just like, bitch, what? So it really was a big thing. People cussing her out like, girl, we not finna fucking go. I'm like, you could go if you want to go, but we are going to go with Goofy and his friends. Like, you know, it was just like a lot. And she would just, it was a really random ass shit. Like, so we kind of like had our little moments where we get into with that girl. It was just a lot. So afterwards, after Playhouse let out, because again, we got there too late, we end up going to Bossa Nova. We met up with them. We all went to Bossa Nova, but again, I don't know why we was getting places so damn late. Bossa Nova was just around the fucking corner. By the time we got to Bossa Nova, they had already had their food. I think we had got some food to go or whatever, but they was already sitting down eating and shit like that. So we got some food to go. Yeah, we did. We got some food to go. So they was like, okay, we finna go to the hood house or whatever. So I'm over here, y'all, I've been here before. It's nice, y'all. It's this, y'all. I'm just so happy, y'all. Like, I'm just so fucking happy for some fucking reason, y'all. So we ended up pulling up to the hood house or whatever. And we was all just kicking it there. We did not leave that house till like fucking 6 in the morning. Mind y'all, 2 out of 3 of the homegirls had to go to work that next day. Everybody was cool though. They wanted to be there. We really went deep as fuck, like deep. And it was a point where he had to go meet up with his PO officer in the morning. So I had left with him, and they was just like, we gonna stay, because I was telling him like, oh, like, y'all want to just go back to my house, like, he, like, you know, we could all just go home, and because he was about to leave and he wanted me to come with him. And they like, no, because they was really having a good time with his homies, y'all. Even some of them even like mingled, and his homies became they boos. And that ain't my story times to tell. That's theirs if they decide to make a YouTube. But anyway, so y'all, so they stayed. We did not go home till like 5, 6 in the morning, like all nighter, y'all. It was just cool. I just thought everything was cool, y'all. But again, again, mind you, he's making things like everything is cool. The fucking Goofy, he wants to take pictures with me because I'm on Snap. This is when I used to be on Snapchat. So I'm on Snapchat, he over here put my chain on, putting it on me, taking pictures, throwing up his hood, doing the most. So he's like, oh, you can't post it. Mind you, I don't talk to nobody at this time. At this time, I'm probably like giving crazy conversation here and there, giving $700 on a phone, but like y'all. So I'm just like, okay, so I posted on my Snapchat, right? I posted on my Snapchat. So at this time, he's like, oh, next week it's gonna be my hood day, y'all should come. So it was like, okay, yeah, we're gonna come. He's like, yeah, we're gonna do like a part 2, a part 1 and a part 2. Y'all gotta come to both, blah 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 blah. I'm gonna get to the hood day at a different time because it was a long ass story, so that's gonna be a whole different story time, but I'm gonna finish this one. So yeah, I posted pictures on my Snapchat or whatever. Like, you can't see him, but you could see the chain, and he had like a custom charm, and yeah, and then he had a custom charm on his chain, and he's like throwing, like, you could see me with the chain on and him like throwing up his hood. So you could see by just the hand tattoos, the chain. People, of course, if you know who it is, you know who it is. Let me just tell y'all. So somebody that I knew, not gonna give too much into detail, so somebody I knew that was my friend, she knew that I knew him because I told her, like, oh, I met him, da 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 da. She didn't know him, but she knew of him. Mind you, she did not tell me this. Come to find out, my friend knew his girlfriend, the girl that he supposedly was not with, the girl that he supposedly was just holding it down. She supposedly moved on, have a whole man. He even told me she had a whole kid and all this at this one point. Mind you, this girl did not have no kid. Nigga was just a fucking liar. So my friend that I told when I first even met this person, and when I first started talking to this person, I told her, my friend is supposed to be my homegirl, my dog, my road dog, knew this girl. Did not never say shit to me. So when I posted this picture on my Snapchat tell you people screenshot it, right? She screenshot the photo. So she was like, oh my God, you posting, y'all on that level? So I was just like, girl, it's not like that. Like, I'm not gonna post on my Instagram, but it's on Snap, whatever like that. Mind y'all, I didn't have too many people on my Snapchat, and my shit was private. So, well, I had made it private because I'm like, after just all the shit and drama I was going through with Crazy, I just was just like, you know, like, my Snapchat was kind of like my close friends. Like, my Instagram was public, but my Snapchat was private. Like, so she screenshot the photo, right? So the next day, I see so many people just viewing my stories, like fake pages. A fake page hit me up and was just like, who are you? Who am I? Bitch, you hit me up. Who are you? So I was just thinking like it had something to do with Bimbo. So I'm just thinking like, oh, this bitch probably seen my Snap, because her friends had me on Snap and I let them have me on Snap so they could view my shit. So I'm thinking, oh, she's already seen my Snap and she's just trying to hit me up, be on some weird shit, because Bimbo would do shit like that. So like her and her friends. So I'm just like not even really paying attention to that, right? So then he had asked me like, oh, like he had hit me up the next day and was just like, oh, a lot of people seen your Snapchat. And I was just like, yeah, I mean, I got a few people in there. He was like, okay, yeah, that's cool. Like, he didn't tell me like, oh, mind you, it hasn't been 24 hours, so the Snap is stuff. He didn't tell me like delete it or nothing like that. So I'm just like, what was his point? Y'all, next thing you know, the fake page hit me again because I didn't reply. I just left it on scene. So I was just like, hit me again, and it was just like, you're trash, fucking with other niggas, fucking with other girls, niggas, and shit like that. So I'm just like, what? Like, what the fuck? So again, I'm thinking this is Bimbo. So I'm just like, I said, girl, let it the fuck go. You got the nigga. Why are you so worried about me? So they put a question mark. So I'm just like, okay, I don't got time. So I stopped replying to the page, y'all. Let me tell y'all, at this point, I didn't find out, but I found out later because I put pieces together. And I'm going to get there because it's going to be more story times about this situation, y'all. Basically, what happened, kind of gonna leave y'all on like a cliffhanger, but we all gonna get to how I ended up finding out in a different story time. So basically what happened was my friend screenshotted my photo and sent it to the girl, and because she knew her, mind you, she knew the girl because they went to school together, but she was not, they wasn't like buddy or nothing like that. But mind you, you knew this girl, this was her boyfriend, you knew all this shit. I don't know this girl from a can of paint, I didn't know him from a can of paint. Like, I didn't know none of these fucking people. So why, if you're my homegirl, my friend, when I first told told you that, you should be like, oh hell no, bitch, like he has a boyfriend. If that was my friend, would have told her like, bitch, no, don't fuck with him, he has a whole girlfriend, like this, that, and the third. And I know y'all, somebody gonna be like, well, when he bought the purse, y'all, I really wasn't thinking much of it, because like I said, I told him, oh, it's somebody in jail, that my ex, that I still just be cool with, you know, cause I don't want to leave him high and dry. So I really thought it was a situation like that, because I'm telling y'all, even when Crazy got out of jail, he felt, even though he was on crazy shit, he felt the same way, like I was there for him. So it was a lot of shit that he did for me, even though he was doing bullshit too. So he did, like, I'm gonna do you good and bad, bitch. That's how Grace felt. But anyway, so, you know, people just built different. Like, people really do respect and hold and be loyal to people that be loyal to them, you know. So I didn't think nothing of it like that. Like, you know, I did kind of think like him posting it was kind of fucking weird, but me not seeing nobody in the comments and shit like that, I didn't think that was weird. So yeah, eventually my friends, I found out because the girl, when we get there, she didn't, that fake page was her, but she didn't end up saying nothing else. After she sent the question mark, that was it. She didn't say nothing else to me. It's just be like different fake pages viewing my shit and shit like that. So y'all, eventually later, I'm gonna get there, when she did eventually tell me everything and we talked, she sent me the photo, and that's when I had remembered, like, the only person who screenshot that photo, because Snap snitches, was my friend. So that's when he put two and two together, and I was just like, hold up. And I had to hit her up, said, bitch, you blah, 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 blah. But we gonna get there. We gonna get there in the other story time, because it was a big ass mess. It's like, now I got beef with my friend and this bitch. Like, it was just so much shit, because y'all, we gonna get there. But anyway, that's the beginning of this summer love affair. That's how the beginning. It was a whole long fucking crazy ass summer, y'all. We gonna fucking get there. And I'm gonna make sure I keep it in order, because my story times are crazy. It's like all over the place. They really not in order at all. So this one I'm gonna try to keep it in order. I think I'm gonna do the not next one, but probably it'll be in the week of story times when we get to the hood days thing. Oh my god. But anyway, y'all, so that's it for that story. But before y'all go, don't click off this video yet. I do want to just say again, don't forget, Vlogmas is coming up, and I'm gonna do my week of story times, my 1 week of story times. Let me see, because I do know the week of December that I'm gonna do the story time. So I'm gonna do it, let's see, dang, I'm trying to see if I should do it the 12th that Sunday to the 18th that Saturday, or if I should do the 19th that Sunday to the 25th that Sunday, Christmas. But I'm trying to see, because I'm like, last week, that week going up to Christmas might be hectic, you know, because people be Christmas shopping last minute and shit like that. So I don't know, it's gonna be, because y'all, honestly, it really depends, because I ordered these cute little pajamas, and I want to have these cute pajamas on each different story. So yeah, so I think they could come around that time. Yeah, so it'll be the 12th most likely. I'm gonna keep y'all updated, but it's gonna be the 12th that Sunday, the 12th to the 18th that Saturday. That's gonna be the week of story times. Don't forget, y'all, as well, I'm gonna have it to where y'all can send me y'all stories, and we could go ahead and I'll read them and react to them too. So that would be in the week of story times. By December, let's see, by December 1st, that's when I'll tell y'all where y'all could send the stories to. That first week of December, yeah, that's when I'm gonna tell y'all where y'all could send the stories to and all that other shit like that. I just still need to figure that out. So yeah, that's it for this story, y'all. Thank you guys for tuning in. Y'all know I love y'all, because I just drove an hour from my mom's house back home, and I'm tired as hell. And what I do before I went and soaked in the bathtub and took my shower, what did I do? I came on this camera and I gave y'all this story time, because I promised y'all it would be posted Friday, which is gonna be posted Friday. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do for y'all. It's 1 in the morning, and yeah, so thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, give your girl a thumbs up and comment down below, and stay tuned, because there's gonna be more stories about Goofy and this goofy ass nigga and how this shit just went bam, like this shit went crazy. So yeah, thank y'all.